Hi guys, welcome to today's class. This is the fabric that we're going to be using for this casual top. Very beautiful and very colored fabric. Okay, so to begin, we're going to take the full length of the top that we're making. Here I'm marking 30 inches because I'm going to pleat and also draw the top up using a string. Okay, so 30 inches, even though it's long, when by the time we're done pleating, it's going to come up, right? So at that point I will divide my hip into 4 plus 1 inch seam allowance. Also, I'll mark the waistline, my actual waistline. I'm going to mark it, and then on that point I'm going to divide my waist into 4, and I'll add 1 inch seam allowance. If you need ease, you can add, but here I think that part needs to be fitted. And I will take my bust point. At the bust point, I'm going to divide bust into 4 plus 1 inch seam allowance. This is just a guide for the bust because the measurement we're taking actually is going to be wider than the bust. Now at the shoulder line, I'm going to mark the shoulder, divide by 2, and then from that point I'm going to come in by 2 inches, and that is where the neckline is going to stop. The 2 inches is so it doesn't fall off completely from the shoulders. And then the neck depth, I'm marking 3 inches. This point you can decide to come up and mark 2 inches. It's still going to be okay to not be tight. The 3 inches may somehow appear too deep. Okay, so from this 2 inches, now I'm going to take the whole of the measurement because the fabric is not too long. That is where the length of the sleeve is going to stop. So I like to drop down the shoulder line by 1.5 inch. I want to slant it. I think it gives a better effect when you slant the shoulder line, even though it's a cut together fabric, casual top. And of course the shoulder is going to be stitched down to the sleeve area, so it's better we just slim it down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing is to draw the lines, connect the lines that we've marked, and then we're going to cut. So from the waist to the hip, remember what we marked, and that is where we're going to be drawing. So the curving to the sleeve area begins from above the waistline. Now at this point, this roundness of the wrist, I'm going to make it bigger up to 10 inches because I will use elastic on that point to hold it. Okay, so from the shoulder line down, you mark how wide you want the wrist to be. Okay, so from above, a little above the waistline, I'm going to curve and slant it to the 10 inches for the sleeve wrist, the base of the sleeve. I know the chalk is not quite clear because of the color of the fabric, but with the explanation I believe you're able to understand what is happening. Okay, so this is how we're going to cut it out, right? Just want to highlight it more, believing you can see it, even though at this point I think you're not quite seeing it. So I'm going to cut the neckline, or better still start from the lower part of it. Okay, we're going to start from the lower part of it, cut and cut and cut and cut and cut. So please, if you're a new person here, kindly subscribe. We have videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 3 times in a week. Okay, we're going to cut the neckline. Now, like I said before, you might want to do 2 inches, 2.5 inches. By the time you fold it over, it's still going to make the neckline to be deeper. So I think the 3 inches I took was quite deep. So depending on the style that you want and how you want it to be at the neckline. I wanted something a bit high. Okay, so with this we're done for the front. We're going to be placing it on other sides to cut the back side. Everything here is just going to be the same except the neckline, right? Everything, every measurement here is going to be the same except the depth of the neck, not just the neckline, the depth of the neck, the width is going to be the same. So I'm going to use my pin now, like I'm already doing, to hold the fabrics together since it's kind of slippery, right? So when I am cutting, it doesn't shift where it's supposed to be. So for the depth of the back neckline, from the front that I cut, I'm going to come up by 2 inches, meaning that we're taking 1 inch depth for the back neckline, for the back neck depth, right? So from there, I'm going to connect to the point which I cut before. Now for the width also, you can decide to make it come in more. Instead of 2 inches that you took from the shoulder line in, you can do 3 inches so that it doesn't fall off completely from your shoulders, right? Since we're also going to be um, stopping half 0.5 inch to the neckline when we're joining it, and we're going to see that. Okay, so this is front and back I've put together. On this part, I'm going to pleat like I'm doing. I'm going to pleat before joining. So you're to take your measurement from 30 inches. I'm going to pleat up to 25 inches. And on this other part, I'm just going to sew it down. Then that is where I'm going to attach my drawstring to draw it up. And then at the shoulder lines, we're going to put together, draw the shoulder, sew the shoulder down to the sleeve. Now when sewing the shoulders on the sleeve area, once you get towards the neckline, don't sew it entirely to the end, right? You're going to sew 0.5 inch before the neck line so that you can notch it there and fold, be able to fold the neckline down. If not, the neckline will not be able to fold properly. So once you're able to fold it, you can sew a little line before, then fold it over again. Use your hemming gum to finish it up. I hope this is quite explanatory. I hope you understand what I just said. If you don't, ask your question in the comment section and I'm going to reply you. Okay, you can take that again. Then once we're done, it's time to close up every other part. Of course, we're already closing up. We just have to go and pleat that side. Okay, you can see the way it is already pleated up to 25 inches from the shoulder line. And then on this part, I just sewed it together. And that is the part we're going to be drawing the string. I hope it's called string here. Okay, so you can cut a strap like this. This might be wide. You can divide it into two. Sew on the part like this, then fold it over and top stitch on the side of the top. Then I have another strap here which I folded that is going to be inside. Okay, it's going to be inside and then top stitched at the very beginning, the edge at the top, so that it will not pull out when you're drawing the string. I hope this is well taken. This is how to fold it and then top stitch on it. So I'm going to do this in two places, like, yeah, on the other side too, at the same place, but two places on that same side. And once that is done, but remember, before you do this, finish the hem of your top so that you'll not have issues finishing it. Finish the hem of your top and then do this as the last part. Now on the sleeve, I'm going to be using an elastic. Like I've said before, I will use elastic. You know how to insert elastic into your wrists. Okay, so once that is done, this is the result that we have. So beautiful. So this is the end of our video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe and share. See you in the next video.